So the heroin chic look is back. We've been seeing this with Kim K in her recent weight loss. We're seeing this come out in the media. It's like a throwback to this body ideal of the 90s. And the first thing that I find kind of humorous about it is that for everyone who is shouting from the rooftops that being in a larger body size is unhealthy, it's all about health, our society is totally okay with a body ideal that emulates the look of somebody who is really unhealthy, meaning somebody who has a heroin addiction. So there's the hypocrisy right there, is that firstly, when people are shouting "but health" to people who are in a bigger body, is nothing to do about that. It has to do with the fact that we have been conditioned as a culture to hate, vilify, despise fatness. That's the reality of it. Because there have been cultures in the past and in time past where actually having fat on the body was seen as healthy and a good thing. And actually, the body is much happier holding on to extra weight than it is not having enough. Because once we don't have enough, we're much more susceptible to illnesses and certain ailments. Systems of the body start to shut down. Women lose their menstrual cycle. These things happen when we don't have enough fat or enough weight on the body. But if we actually have more than we need, the body's okay to hold on to that because it's like a reserve. It knows that we're more likely going to be safe and will survive than if we don't have enough. So the first thing is just the hypocrisy about health, and then this now beauty ideal of heroin chic. It's just really kind of stunning to me. And the second thing is how we still collectively as a culture have just not seem to get past this idea that it's a good thing to be trying to make our body as small as possible. For most people, unless you are in that very tiny percentage of the population that has a very naturally slim body, is going to require dedicated time and effort away from doing things in their life that could actually be way more impactful and productive. I guarantee you that almost no one is choosing to follow this path of weight loss to get those extra 10 or 20 pounds off if it wasn't for the fact that we live in this culture that is so highly judgmental of bodies that have almost that are of an ideal where it's almost no fat, because most bodies are happy with some fat on it. Is just the biggest distraction, and it is such a misunderstanding that we've come to equate our value and our worth with a body size. So this just to say, please don't be sucked in by this new fad that's going on. This idea that we need to keep shrinking our bodies in order to be valuable or worthy enough is one of the biggest lies that is being sold right now in our culture, and almost everybody is conditioned with it to some degree. Almost everybody is running around at some level trying to manage their body size just so that they can feel like they're okay, or to try to avoid some kind of negative judgment or comment from somebody else. Could you imagine a world where we could just let this go and just let bodies be as they are? I mean, what would you do with all your free time? Because it takes so much mental energy and time, more than I think people even realize, that all throughout the day that is going towards thinking about their food and their body and their exercise. It's one of the biggest distractions. Food and exercise is actually only just meant to supplement and sustain our lives so that we can do the things that we want to do. And for those who have a real passion and interest in food or in exercise, it might have more of a focus in that way. But for most people, it's really just meant to enhance, to support us in our lives, not become our lives. So let go of the heroin chic ideal. It is anything but healthy, and you really can just be okay in the body that you have. And when we actually let go of this need to try to change it, truly let go of these rules and ideas about health and food, we can start to attune into the wisdom of ourselves and find that balance and eat and move in a way that feels good, where our body size will just land where it does. And we can let all of those beliefs and ideas that we have about what we make it mean that our body's a certain size go, because it's just not true.